and then we're going to be able to rock and roll from there. So we are now live on YouTube, folks. For you on YouTube today, our pain-free movement series is going to be on the hips and the pelvis. So all the movements that we're going to do are going to be influencing around creating some motion in this particular region here. And if you have questions, you can drop them in the chat here. And then at the end, after our little movement sequences that we do here, we're going to give you a few minutes to answer any questions about what we covered today. So without further ado, let's get rocking and rolling and take you through these 3 7-movement micro doses. The first one's going to be on mobility. The second one's going to be on integration, or moving the body in time and space with good rhythm and timing. Then the third one will be recovery. So I'm just going to start my clock here. Keep me on track. All right, so the first thing we'll do is let's bring some circulation to the hips and to the pelvis. Go ahead and take your knuckles. We're going to put it around the sacrum bone, and we're just going to give a light little rub. So we're just scrubbing the pelvis. Getting right on the sacrum bone, using my knuckles here. Create a little friction, create a little heat, drive some fluid to this area. Okay, once you do that, go ahead and bend forward, have just a little bit of a reach forward, and see how that feels in your lower back. Okay, we're going to do the same thing, but I want you to stagger one foot a little further than the other. That way we can get onto this PSIS, the posterior superior iliac spine. We're going to scrub up and down over that. Get right on the SI joint, which is this little joint that comes down into a point. Doing that with your left foot forward, and do the same thing with your right foot forward. Okay, then let's go ahead and reach forward, see what that feels like. You should feel like it feels a little smoother as you reach and bend forward. Okay, now we're going to rub and scrub the little knob on the side of the hip called the greater trochanter. We're going to get on that spot. I like to use the inside of my fist here on that spot. Scrubbing up and down. Okay, go ahead and reach there. See what that feels like. That should feel like you are gliding a little bit easier. Let's get right onto the front of the hip now. So I'm going to find these bones right at the front of the pelvis. We're going to go up and down on them. A little bit of heat. Drive some fluid into the top of the hips. Okay, and then go ahead and add a little bit of a reach. Again, with every scrub you do, you should feel like your motion feels a little bit better. Let's go into the lower back. Rubbing across the tissues, your knuckles. Get right on the spine. Right on those bones in the spine. And then one more forward reach. Again, that should feel like you moving with a little bit more rhythm and timing. Now let's mobilize the hip capsules themselves. We're going to have you stand with one foot further forward than the other. Let me tilt this down so you can see my hips a little better. You're going to put one foot further forward than the other, and you're just going to glide your hip left to right. Slow and subtle. Left to right glide. Okay, and the other foot goes forward. Okay, put the other foot forward now, and this time we're going to turn. Turn your torso. Feel like you're rotating into the front hip. Nice and easy. let's go to the other side. Some people ask me, how many do you do of each one? I say, well, in order to stay on brand, I always do 7. And we're going to do a little circle here. So we're going to go 7 counterclockwise circles, 7 clockwise circles. So imagine I'm drawing a circle with my pelvis, and I go the other direction. The reason I got 1 foot further forward than the other is that I get a bit of a hip decoupling effect also. Means my pelvis is tilted in opposition of one another. Okay, let's go the other foot forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we go in the opposite direction now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. Okay, let's go feet a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. 1 foot just a tiny bit further forward than the other. You're going to hinge your hips back and forward. Back, forward. You're going to lean back a little bit. Look up to the sky. Primarily at the pelvis. Okay, and then to the other side. I hope the weather where you're at is really nice and beautiful. We've got this beautiful rain thunderstorm happening right now. Makes it a wee bit humid, but it's beautiful. I love the rain. Okay, and then we're going to go really, really wide this time. You're going to turn your shoulders as you lean towards your opposite side leg. You don't have to go too far. You're going to feel a bit of a lengthening towards the inner side of the hip. Again, slow and subtle. You don't have to move too far. One more. Okay. Bring your feet together. Do a little march. Your foot, feet planted into the ground like you're punching the ground down. Now let's go ahead and just test that forward reach again. You should feel that there's less stickiness in and around the hips. That's just going to let you forward bend a bit. Let's go back into our march. Today we're going to march side to side. Okay, if you're seated in a chair, just go ahead and follow that marching pattern. Moving left to right, side to side. I like doing this because it helps hardwire your system in a pattern that you're used to doing. And then we're going to activate it with some balances and reaches. Okay? So we've done some hinging and forward reaching. Now let's balance on one leg. So if you need to have something steady you, put a chair beside you. Otherwise, you're going to stand on one leg. And you're just going to reach this foot back, barely touch the ground, step forward, and just reach that leg forward. So here we're activating the muscles in the glute and the hip to stabilize. Okay, so you're still going through that hinge, but we're asking more of the glute and the hamstring and the hip to hold you in place. Lost my balance there a little bit. There you go, got it back. Okay, let's do the other side now. I'm standing on one foot, reaching that foot back. So I'm going straight back, straight forward. More. Okay, next one we're going to do same idea. We're a single leg balance, but we're going to hold a hinge position. I just want you to reach your toe straight to the side. This is like a skater reach. So I want you to line your nose up with your knee and your foot. And just reach that foot to the side now. Okay, stand up tall. Do the same thing on the other foot. Reach to the side. I'm going to the side, but I'm also going a little bit behind me, just as though I'm skating. Pushing my foot down and back. Down, out, and back. One more time. Good job. Okay, and the last one, we're going to reach onto here, and what I want you to do is you're going to open your hip up, then close it. So we're just doing as though I'm like drawing a C with my foot. Drawing the letter C with my foot. Fits. If you're mirroring me, then that would be a backwards C for you. Okay, let's do the other side. Drawing a little C. Go. Go back into a little bit of march. The foot get used to being in the ground again. Okay, now let's play with, now that we've kind of woken that glute up, let's do a few different lunge patterns. So your first step is going to be forward to reach your hands forward. Stepping forward, reaching forward. Okay, if you want to have a more of a bias, the glute, while still traveling in the same direction, you're just going to turn your toe in. So if I'm trying to go straight at the camera, you'll see I'm going to turn my toe in like this as I lunge. You should feel you got a little more of a stretch on that hip. Stay in your initial range of motion. You don't have to step too far. Remember, when you rotate your foot in and step forward, there's only so far you're going to be able to go. So it's going to collapse this capsule here, but it becomes a good stretch of the hip capsule. Okay, let's do the other foot. Toe's going to turn in. Flex and lower your height just a tiny bit. Fine. Okay. Now we're going to step forward. You're going to turn your toe out this time. Turn the toe out. Turn the toe out. We're just opening your hip up as you step forward. Okay, same thing the other side. Go. Very good. So there's some forward lunges with different foot placements. Is going to create a change in the angulation of where that force goes into that hip. So let's go sideways now. I'm going to do a sideways step, forward reach. Same side for me. 4, 6, 7. We're going to do the same thing the other side now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I bet you can guess what we're going to do next. This time I'm going to turn my toe back in towards my midline as I step to the side. So I don't have to do too far, but think about rotating that hip in just a little bit as you plant your foot. So I'm not traveling very far here. Always start initial range of motion and then build into a bigger range, all while maintaining same rhythm and timing. Okay, let's do the other side. Again, I'm straight on you, and I'm going to turn as I step. Turn. 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 I'm still going straight forward, but my hip's turning in. Okay. Now we're going to go sideways with our hip turned out. This time I'm going to lead with my foot there and let my knee track with it. Still square to the camera. You're square to me. Okay, now we're going to go to the other side. Boom. 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 Very good. All right, good job, team. Let's go on to the last part, which is going to be hip recovery. So we're going to do some static work for the hips themselves in all 3 planes. So while you're standing here, let's take one foot further forward than the other. You're going to take your back foot as far back as you feel comfortable. A little bend in that back knee. I just need to take your pelvis and tilt it posteriorly. Or another way to think of it is take this knee and move it forward. Take that forward, you're going to feel a little stretch in the top of the hip. Get wide through the shoulders. Really spread your shoulders out. You get more stretch into the here. You take your chin up towards the ceiling, and you get more stretch here. You take the same side arm as your back leg, and you reach that up to the clouds. You get even more. So you find where you need to get a stretch into the front of that hip. We're just going to hold that for a little bit. Okay, if you need your chair beside you to help you balance, and that's a great plan. Go to the other side. So toe on my back leg is pointed forward. I'm going to tilt my pelvis, a little soft in the knee. Lean back, wide through the shoulders. Boom, instantly. Gives me more stretch on that hip. Take my head back. Look to the clouds. Reach this arm up. Get even more extensibility in that tissue. Deep breaths. Okay, ease off on that. Bring your feet back together. Since we played with rotation a little bit, why don't we do this? Take your back foot, turn that in. Up through the chest, wide through the shoulders. Everything stays the same. Just sink forward, push that opposite knee towards the camera, towards your TV or your screen. You're going to feel a little bit different stretch in this one. Nice and wide. Head goes up. Deep breaths. Think about pulling your abdomen away from your pelvis. You're stretching the whole body taller. Okay, ease off on that. Step out of it. The other side. Step back. Internally rotate that back foot. Nice and wide through the shoulders. Feel that stretch into the front side of the hip. A little bit different spot. Hold. Okay, ease off on it. Take this backside one. We're going to turn it out now. So I'm turning it out. I'm going to keep my foot flat. I'm going to lean forward. And as I lean forward, you're going to feel that more to the inside of that hip. We're just going to hold that stance there. Okay, ease off. Same thing on the back side. Other side, turn that toe out. Lean this knee forward. Wide through the shoulders. Try to square your hips. You're going to feel that in a different spot in the adductor. Just lean in. Hold. Okay, ease off on it. We're going to take both your toes, point them straight ahead, but they're a little bit narrower. Go ahead and you can let your hands reach down below your knees if you're comfortable with that. If you're not comfortable with this position, maybe you'll have one foot elevated on a bench or a stool and just hold that stance. Either way, we're trying to get some extensibility in through the hamstring and the lower back. Wide through the shoulders and just lean forward a little bit. Okay, going to the other side. Okay, based on what your preference is, go ahead and have, I'll do it one more time. This time I'm just going to have one foot further forward than the other. And I'm going to turn them both in. And then I'm going to come down towards the ground. Okay, nice and easy. Toe turned in. Hinge at the waist. Hinge at the pelvis. Nice and easy if I'm doing it on the bench. I'm going to rotate my hip over so my toes are pointed over. I'm going to rotate towards that leg and then just lean in. Okay, other side. Foot rotates in. Square up to my foot. Lean in. You should feel stretch on the outside of the leg now. Outside, posterior part of the leg. And the last one we're going to do it with an open stance. So I'm going to be one leg further forward than the other. I'm going to open them both up and fall to the inside. You should feel a stretch more into the inside of the hamstring, primarily more on your front leg. Okay, other side. This one a little straighter, Johnny. There we go. Okay, my foot's elevated. If I'm straight on with it, I'm just going to rotate open to that and then go straight forward. You're going to feel that stretch in the inside, more to the medial, posterior side of the adductor. Say the inside and the back of the hamstring. Okay, and then to the other side. There you go, folks. I hope you're feeling a little bit better around the hips. That's moving really well. And that powers you through the rest of the week. Make sure you practice that. Keep working on those drills. Think about what we did today. We went through a tissue prep. So we're preparing and bringing fluid to those areas first. Then we slowly start to integrate it with some movements. So we did some activations and then we did some different lunge patterns in different directions with your feet going in different foot placements. And then of course, the last thing we did was a little bit of recovery. So there's a bit of the how we organize those systems into 3 component parts of prepare the body, integrate the body, and then recover the body for a pain-free session. If you have any questions, I can field some of your questions right now. How you doing, Carol?
Hey, I'm good. How about yourself?
Good. Do you have any questions what we covered today?
Well, I know I need to do this one. This particular one is really important because of the pain on the side of my hip and deep buttock pain. And I'm noticing, and forgive me if I've asked this question in the past, but I don't seem to be getting a lot of relief. I've got a pain that's really deep, left buttock kind of around the ischial tuberosity. I think that's what that is, down deep in there.
Yep.
And it is, and so I'm sitting watching TV or something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, that is just so horrible. And so hopefully this will address some of that.
Yeah, it will. One of the things that I've tried doing that's worked particularly well is shearing, doing like a shearing scrub just below the ischial tuberosity for the hamstring. And so let me show you what that looks like. You have a foam roller, right?
Yep.
Okay. So I'm gonna
Don't like it, but I've got one. Well, I've got one that's a little more like the plastic with the foam on it. Or
perfect. Yeah. I'll grab one. I've got like about 9 different types.
Yeah, mine's kind of like that. Yeah.
Because I'm goofy. I like lots of different things. All right. So is it on your left side or your right side? Your left side?
Left side. Yeah.
So I would take your foam roller and I can pin it underneath the hamstring. And then the idea is to shear it. So instead of going back and forth rolling on it, the foam roller doesn't move. And what I've done is I grabbed kind of like a bigger plyo box, so it's a little more comfortable here. Okay. But you can do this on the ground. And then I'm just going to swing that leg left to right.
Okay.
And so what that'll do is that'll just hopefully help take some of those tissues that might be stuck and that aren't gliding all that well, right?
Yeah.
So those tissues, sometimes the adductor gets really stuck again along with the hamstring, and then it's tugging and it won't let go. So that's one way we can do it. Then what I'll do is I'll open up just a little bit more, and I'll kind of bias it so that so it's getting more towards the adductor.
Okay.
And then swing it there. So now I can play with, all right, well, what happens when I get closer to the pubic ramus?
Yeah.
And what happens when I get closer, if I get over on this side of it, more to the outside of the hip.
Yeah. Okay.
And then shear that and see how it feels. The other thing you could do, and I find this works really well, it may be tender for you to do it. So go slowly, go softly. I use like a trigger ball. Trigger point makes a little ball. So it's softer. It's like a foam ball, right?
Yeah. That's definitely softer than the ones I have.
Yeah. And you're just going to put it on that right close to that ischial tuberosity. And then I just cross friction and I might go up and down with it. I might go at a different angulation and just play with driving some fluid to that area.
Okay.
Because sometimes we get referred pain that's coming through a nerve root. When it's closer to the ischial tuberosity, that tells me it's more tissue related than joint related. If it was more like around your sacrum and going to the posterior side and then down the back of the leg, I mean, right away, that would tell me if you're getting kind of a sharp thing there, that nerve root is kind of stuck. And then we might do something more for the pelvis. But maybe try that and see if it eases up.
Okay. Yeah, this has been a problem for years. And so I'm eager to see if there might be something, and they've tried shots and all kinds of crazy things. And
yeah, I tend to try to bring as much fluid to that area as possible.
Yeah.
And start integrating it with just some real subtle mobilization of that tissue and just see how the nervous system likes it.
Okay, I will try that. Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Great. Do we have any other questions here? See if I can find anything in the chat. Nothing in the chat. No. Is the weather nice where you're at?
In Houston?
Yeah.
It's hotter than Hades.
Is it? Yeah, I understand.
That's the definition of this part of the world in the summer, though.
Right? Yeah, I'm in Sunrise. I'm in Sunrise, Florida. So
okay,
probably 90% humidity right now because we just probably got an inch of rain while we were doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So you got very similar weather. You have a little more
Yeah.
water than we do right now.
Yeah. Awesome. All right, folks. Well, it was absolute pleasure playing with you again today, and hope to see you on Monday for you YouTubers. If you want to join us right in the studio, go to sevenmovements.com and you can click right on there, join us that way, and you can follow along and ask us questions. If you have any questions, you could email us at info@sevenmovements.com. We'd be happy to film them and send them back your